Hey there, this is Matt. This is the week 5 and 6 update. As you already know, I completely tore the left patellar tendon on the 21st of August. I had surgery on that to repair it on the 28th of August, so a week later, and I've been recovering ever since. Set to be a long recovery, at least 6 months, possibly looking towards the 9-month mark. And I think it's quite useful to document this entire process. I think it's sometimes quite challenging to see how much progress you've actually made over a period of time. So hopefully this will serve as a good tool for me to keep me motivated, and also other people may be able to see these and see some similarities between my recovery and my rehab process to their own. So quite a lot has happened over the last couple of weeks. I'll start off with my visits to the physio and also to the surgeon. I see the surgeon, as I mentioned in a previous video, once every 2 weeks, and they just check up on the scar, check on how I'm doing, check on my movement. During the first checkup, so we're speaking about week 2, they opened up the flexion on my brace to 10 degrees. The surgeon also showed me how to open up the brace to 20 degrees for week 3. Then when I went back to see the surgeon during week 4, he opened it up to 40 degrees. And I've actually hit 40 degrees, or I did hit 40 degrees prior to going to seeing the surgeon this time round. So I've been to see the surgeon for the 3rd time during week 6, and they've opened the brace up now to 80 degrees. The reason being, they just want to get me moving my knee as much as possible, just trying to stop any possible stiffness that could happen and just to help with the recovery process. When I went to see the surgeon this time round, he got me to try and lift my leg up. So from a seated position, lifting my leg up like that, which I haven't been able to do previously. The only way I've been able to lift my leg up is with a yoga strap. But I was able to lift it up, which was huge for me. It was amazing to be able to do that again, because I haven't been able to do that since I injured myself, and it seems so simple to be able to do, yet I just haven't been able to do it. So that was positive, that was really good. Physio wise, I've got some new exercises to add to my already large repertoire of exercises that I am doing daily. I've got some exercises now that just work on the whole leg, because I've lost a lot of muscle in this left leg, and actually the right leg as well, because it's, although not to as big a degree as the left leg, it's not moving as much either. But I've got exercises to help build up the quads. I've also got exercises to help build up the calves as well. So with the calves, I'm just going up and down, just raising myself on my tiptoes and then lowering myself back down. With my quads, I'm putting a rolled up towel underneath my knee, and then I'm pushing down, so activating the quads as I'm doing it. And I'm still working on my leg bending exercises too. Now my brace has opened up to 80 degrees, it just means that I can keep going. One thing that I was speaking to the physio and the surgeon about was my mindset, really, because as they were explaining, my leg is able to move a lot more than I think it is. So I'm getting to a certain point in, especially my leg bending and my knee bending exercises, and my head just goes, no, I think you're done here. But I've been trying to work on pushing myself past that, to as much as I can tolerate discomfort wise. But yeah, it's starting to work, and I am starting to push past that. See, my brain's just doing that as a protective measure. But if I keep doing that, then as safely as I can, then hopefully I will really start pushing through the progress. Other things that happened, I'm now able to get into the front seat of the car, which again, that's great. I think at the moment, the way this recovery is, it just seems like a really long tunnel, and sometimes it's really difficult to see the light at the end of this tunnel. So I tend to try and just put lots and lots of smaller targets in over the days, over the weeks, just to kind of help break down the length of this entire process. And it gives me something positive to kind of aim towards. Small steps, but they'll help me along this road. Another thing that also happened is that I went to a social gathering. Yeah, I went to a friend's birthday, which again, huge step for me. Prior to going to this social gathering, the only other places I'd been to were my home, my parents' home, my partner's parents' home, the physio's clinic, and the hospital. So there's another place to add to my list of places. It was a nice change of scenery as well. One of the main concerns for me in going to another place was that this particular place, it was a birthday. So there were lots of people around, and I've not really been around that many people in close proximity other than the hospital. But that in itself, that gave me a bit of a hurdle to jump over mentally. But really, I just wanted to get somewhere different. So it wasn't too much of a hurdle to try and clear because it was a change of scenery. So progress-wise, it's going well. I can bend my knee a lot more. I'm moving around a lot more. I'm able to stand for longer periods of time without this sharp pain just going through my leg. I was getting to a point where if I stood for a certain period of time, that could either be walking around or it could be just stood up in one place, my leg would start to feel really painful. But that's getting less and less. Still, there is some level of discomfort if I'm standing up for a long period of time, as you'd expect, but it's improving every time, which is fantastic to see. I think my next target, at some point between now and Christmas, is going to be to drive again, because I can now sit in the front seat. Yeah, the next big one is going to be driving, but obviously I'm not going to rush it. I'm going to take it at a pace that my body will allow.